Welcome to Vegas Hockey Hub here on PRConnectionsRadio.com, the voice of new media. I'm your host, Ian Kelly. We are here in the sports entertainment capital of the world, Las Vegas, Nevada. Now follow us on all social media at Vegas Hockey Hub, as you see down below, and follow PR Connections Radio by going to their website, PRConnectionsRadio.com, or go to their social media at PR Connections Radio. So, to do something different here on tonight's show of Vegas Hockey Hub, we are going to take a look at the top 10 favorite NHL jerseys from your host, Ian Kelly. Now, I will point out that, yes, this is going to be an opinion piece. This is going to be your host's opinion. You can have a different view. You have a different perspective on your favorite jersey. That is perfectly fine. So let's get into it. Let's talk about my top 10 favorite NHL jerseys of all time. But I'm going to start with an honorable mention. As you see right here, this past season, the Adidas and the NHL came out with their 2022 Reverse Retro. And the Reverse Retros for the Vegas Golden Knights is by far the best uniform the Vegas Golden Knights have had so far. You have the original home and away jerseys. You had the original reverse red sword in the middle with the red coloring. But this one right here is the best the Vegas Golden Knights have done so far. You're paying homage to the neon that Vegas is iconic with. You are also doing the lettering, which specializes Vegas, the color pattern, the black with the red and the gold on the outline of it. I actually think the color with the retro jerseys with the Vegas Golden Knights is quite impressive. And for a franchise that's only 6 years in by this point, to come out with a reverse retro that pays homage to Vegas, I think was a really nice touch. So that's going to be my honorable mention. This will not be in my top 10. But when it comes to the Vegas Golden Knights, this glow-in-the-dark jersey is the best the Vegas Golden Knights have done up to this point. I also will appreciate Thomas, by the way, for being in the chat. Please like and share the show. Thank you very much, Thomas. I appreciate your support here on Vegas Hockey Hub. So, getting into our top 10, we are going to go to the championship years of the New Jersey Devils from 1992 to 2017. Now, what I love about this jersey is the black and red color pattern. The New Jersey Devils is one of the rare teams that actually can pull off the black and red with the white outline. Now, New Jersey originally did not have these colors. When they first joined the NHL and they became the New Jersey Devils, the green was there instead of the black. It was actually green and red was the main color pattern with the New Jersey Devils. As a matter of fact, their Heritage Classic uniforms was actually what they pay homage to. When they do their outdoor game, their Heritage Classic, their specialty events, they will wear their original jerseys. But this championship years, when the New Jersey Devils were at their peak, when the New Jersey Devils were the elite organization in the NHL, led by Marty Brodeur, Patrick Elias, all these amazing talent in New Jersey, they wore this uniform here. And I kind of wish they would go back to this uniform. When Reebok took over, and when Reebok took over, they kind of changed some variations of it. They took away a little bit of the red. They added more in terms of the outline. And they even changed the uniform lettering as well, the lettering on the side. So when you're talking about the New Jersey Devils and what they had during the Marty Brodeur era, that jersey was iconic. They won multiple Stanley Cups wearing that uniform right there. So at number 10, I would do the championship years of the New Jersey Devils. This was an iconic jersey. And as somebody in the chat said, I like this jersey that had all the colors along with the swords. I don't like the current yellow ones, especially the ugly gold helmets. Yuck. This person is obviously alluding to the Vegas Golden Knights, that honorable mention I said earlier about the glow-in-the-dark reverse retros for the Vegas Golden Knights. Now, look, that's just my opinion, your host Ian Rickelly's opinion, but to me, the glow in the dark is actually the best looking jersey the Vegas Golden Knights have had. So at number 10 is the New Jersey Devils, the jerseys they wore from 1992 to 2007. Now at number 9 is the original Colorado Avalanche jersey. They wore this from when they entered in 1995 to 2007. Now, very similar to New Jersey Devils, in 2007, when Reebok took over, they made some alterations to the Colorado Avalanche jersey. They also doubled down on it when Adidas took over in 2017, messed with it a little bit more. And the reason why I love the original Colorado Avalanche jersey is not only did I live in Colorado during this time period, not only did I have a Joe Sakic jersey when I was a kid, and I had this exact jersey when I was walking around, 6, 7, 8 years old. But more importantly, the legends of the Colorado Avalanche wore this jersey. Doesn't matter if it's my favorite player of all time in Teemu Selanne, Jari Kurri, Peter Forsberg, Joe Sakic, Patrick Waugh. So many legends wore the original Colorado Avalanche jersey. I mean, so many players, I can keep on going. Rob Blake, Adam Foote. You have players like Peter Stastny and Paul Stastny as well. You've had players like Claude Lemieux. So many players that were iconic players for the Colorado Avalanche, and they had this jersey. Now, I actually prefer the old one to the new one because the new one had one alteration to it that made me prefer the original. As you see an overhead view here of Jari Kurri, and I'm actually going to increase it so you can see it. Now, Jari Kurri, they have the slew foot on the shoulder, right? They have the foot on the shoulder. They have the really nice Rocky Mountain pattern, the A, with the avalanche and everything on it. It's a clean look. I love looking at this uniform because of how clean it looks, the style. It looks different. Whereas the modern one here, not only do they have a Colorado Rockies emblem replacing the foot, but the uniform design looks different. The lettering is off. And more importantly, they had some gray added to it, whereas the original one, they really do not have that. In fact, it's actually a white pattern on the outline instead of a gray outline. So because of that, that's actually why I'm a big fan of the original one, because there is no gray outline. The foot is still there. They're iconic jerseys. Shout out to Jari Kurri, by the way. But so I will say this is that the old jerseys are iconic, and if there was a way to bring those back, if there was a way to do a throwback or to do a classic jersey for the Colorado Avalanche, that would be my recommendation at number 9. So at number 10 was the championship years, New Jersey Devils from 1992 to 2007. Number 9 here is the Colorado Avalanche original jersey from 95 to 07. But these next two are classics. All right. They are the original 6. All right. They are the ones that have changed so little over the years, but that's what made it iconic. Number 8 is the Chicago Blackhawks home jersey. They wore it at Chicago Stadium. They've worn it at United Center. From 1955 to present, this has been the iconic jersey the Chicago Blackhawks have worn throughout test of time. It doesn't matter if it was Bobby Hall, Stan Mikita. It didn't matter if it's Patrick Kane and Jonathan Toews today. Regardless of who it was, if you were a member of the Chicago Blackhawks, you wore this iconic jersey. I also am a big fan of the red, black, and white, especially the black and white outline with the stripes on the bottom of it. It's unique. It makes it stand out. So as we're talking about my top 10 favorite NHL jerseys of all time, number 8 being the home jersey of the Chicago Blackhawks. Now, here's a story for you. When I was a teenager, I bought a Patrick Kane jersey. I would wear it to LA Kings games. I would wear it to Colorado Avalanche games. It didn't matter how much I got booed at said games. I would wear, as a teenager, that said Patrick Kane jersey. Not only because he was one of the best players during that time, but because of how iconic the Chicago Blackhawks jersey was at the time. And yeah, you had Duncan Keith, Brent Seabrook, Jonathan Toews, Patrick Kane. There were so many great players in that 2000 era. Unfortunately, it got tainted because of the Kyle Beach situation, but we all know what happened there with Kyle Beach and the scandal that rocked the Chicago Blackhawks. But that doesn't change the fact that that is an iconic jersey and it is one of the best jerseys in all hockey. So that's at number 8. At number 7, we're going to go to the most iconic franchise in NHL history. We're going to go to a team that represents greatness, an organization that's won more Stanley Cups than anybody else in the NHL. The Montreal Canadiens, their home jersey from 1947 to present, they have made so little changes to this uniform, but that's what makes it iconic. Now, once again, you had Patrick Waugh. You have had legends who have worn that Montreal Canadiens jersey. You've had Rocket Richard. You had Jacques Plante. There's so many iconic names. There's so many retired numbers in Montreal for a reason. And they have all worn that sweater right there. I also will point out the nice little Easter egg of the CH. Their emblem in the middle, that has not changed since the original era of hockey. As a matter of fact, they're one of the only teams left that uses and pays homage to the original era of hockey, using that CH in the middle. So them using that and paying homage to the French by bringing up their emblems and everything. So when it comes to Montreal, the iconic, the legacy of the Montreal Canadiens, they're very simple to the New York Yankees. As a matter of fact, if you're a baseball fan, I'm going to use that reference right now. When you're a baseball fan and you are a baseball player growing up, you imagine yourselves putting on that pinstripe and wearing the New York Yankees uniform. Well, if you're in hockey, if you're out in Quebec, if you are a hockey fan, if you become a hockey player, you want to wear the most iconic and one of the most legacy and historic jerseys in hockey, and that is the Montreal Canadiens out there in Quebec. So having this at number 7, it's an iconic jersey. It's one of the best jersey designs in hockey, and I'm glad that it stood the test of time. At number 6, it's a jersey that just came back, but man, oh man, I'm so happy that it's returned. I'm talking about the goat head out in Buffalo. Now, I have a couple of friends out in Buffalo, New York, and I will say that bringing back the goat head jerseys was a nice touch. I'm actually a big fan of what the goat head represents. It represents an era when the Buffalo Sabres were taken seriously. It represents an era when the Buffalo Sabres, led by Chris Drury, Thomas Vanek, you had guys like Danny Briere. There was so many good players. Jason Pominville. The Buffalo Sabres were a good team back during the goat head era. You had, you had Rob Ray. You had Ryan Miller. I mean, I can keep on going. You had the legend himself, Dominic Hasek. The Buffalo Sabres bringing back this jersey, and I'm actually going to show the current jersey because that's the current one right there. Bringing this back and having the black with the red goat head with the nice outline of the white going down the sleeve. Man, this is such an iconic jersey, and I'm so happy that it was brought back. As a matter of fact, they did a game recently with the Buffalo Sabres, and I went and watched that game on TV. I had to make sure I watched it because, man, that was such a nice jersey. I'm also going to go back real quick and enhance this for Montreal Canadiens fans, and I will enhance this for Chicago Blackhawks fans because I forgot to do it for you guys there. So at number 6, I have the goat head for the Buffalo Sabres. And like I said, this is such an iconic jersey, and this is one of the best jerseys in hockey, and I'm glad they brought it back. Now, as we are doing my top 10 NHL jerseys of all time, I'm going to go back and do the list one more time. Number 10, championship years for the New Jersey Devils. Now, that jersey, like I said, from 1992 to 2007 is iconic. Number 9 is the original jersey for the Colorado Avalanche, the Rocky Mountain Extreme from 1995 to 2007. At number 8, the Chicago Blackhawks home jersey from 1955 to 2022. Number 7, the Montreal Canadiens home jersey from 1947 to present. And the one we just recently did, the goat head from the Buffalo Sabres, 1995 to 2006, and then recently being brought back in 2022. Now, 1995 is a very important year because this jersey was brought in as well. At number 5, the Boston Bruins home jersey. They've been wearing this for the past 27 years. And man, this is such an iconic look. Not only do you have the crest out there in the Boston, one of the nicest logos in hockey, but you also have the stripe with the black and white outline. You have the yellow with the white kind of blending in on the shoulder. You also pay homage to their original logo, putting it on the sleeve right there. So the Boston Bruins having their jersey is actually, to me, one of the best and actually one of the nicest jerseys you can own in the NHL. And the fact that they really haven't made as many modifications to it, Reebok and Adidas, all the people who have messed with jerseys over the last 10 years, thankfully, the Boston Bruins is one of the teams they did not mess with over time. So number 5, Boston Bruins home jersey, one of the nicest, and once again, as an original 6 team, just like with Montreal and just with Chicago, it is prestigious. It's iconic. It is historic. Now, this next team is going to be a little controversial, okay? It's going to be a little controversial, but I'm going to explain why. Also, once again, paying homage to one of my favorite players of all time, Teemu Selanne. You have the WHL original Winnipeg Jets jersey. Now, I have to point out that this is a WHA original because when the Winnipeg Jets joined the NHL, they changed their uniform design when they got to the league. So this is actually what their WHA uniforms were when they played for the World Hockey Association. And the only reason why I'm a huge fan of this uniform is because of how well they blend in the blue and the red. You have the Jets going down the side. You have the Jets hockey emblem, the crest in the middle. You also have the blue and the red and the white, and they all do very well with that uniform. Now, I want to point out that in 2016 to 2019, they brought this back for the Heritage Classic. They brought it back for the alumni game between Edmonton and Winnipeg. You also had Wayne Gretzky going up against Teemu Selanne in an alumni game. That was incredible. So, yes, they did bring this back for a short time, but I really wish that the Winnipeg Jets would bring this back to be a full-time jersey. Nothing against their current jersey, and Winnipeg fans, I don't mean to disrespect you, but this jersey looks more important. This jersey looks more clean than the current Winnipeg Jets uniform. The new Winnipeg Jets, when they brought it back in 2011, it looks fine, but it doesn't look great. All right, that emblem with the jet, with a jet going through it, I just don't like the current uniform. If they brought back this from the WHA, I believe the Winnipeg Jets would look better as a result. And as a matter of fact, I actually would probably buy one of their jerseys instead of the current one they have now. It just looks bland, in my opinion. Their current jersey, this one is a lot better. So that's at number 4 when it comes to the best NHL jerseys, my top 10 favorite NHL jerseys of all time. Now, at the bronze medal, we have the Calgary Flames original jersey. Now, to give you context, they played in Atlanta to begin their career. They were not in Calgary at the beginning. They were in Atlanta, Georgia as the Atlanta Flames, and then they eventually move to the Calgary, Alberta, Canada, and they become the Calgary Flames we know today. Well, this jersey they wore for 14 years. Then they made it a black C starting in 1995. They wore that for plenty of years, but they made a really smart move in 2020 and they brought this back from Calgary. And the reason why I actually love this jersey is because of how nice it looks. I mean, the C with the flames shooting out of it. You also have the yellow outline on the C. You have the yellow, you have the red, you have the stripe on the shoulder there. I also really like the fact that, yes, I'm using Doug Gilmour for this one. But when it comes to the Calgary Flames, even if you look at the modern jersey when they brought it back, even when you look at the modern one, I can appreciate the fact that they really did not change anything at all. You still have the stripe, you have the red and white outline, and you even have a nice touch by having the yellow on the sleeve and even on the collar. So having the yellow on the collar, the red and the white, to me, it is one of the nicest looking jerseys in the NHL, and that's why I have it as the bronze medal as the third best jersey in the NHL. Because the Calgary Flames, they actually look nice, and it looks pretty clean when you're watching them live in the NHL. Now, my final two jerseys, my two favorite jerseys in the NHL, the Kachina with the Arizona Coyotes. This is ironically the only thing I think the Arizona Coyotes have done right since joining the NHL. This jersey, in terms of design, is one of a kind. It looks original. It stands out. That's what I'm trying to point out. It stands out in a good way. Not only does the sweater look nice, but also the color blend. You have the green on the shoulder, the red outline, and the black. Everything looks official with this jersey. You could also point out that the outline on the bottom, you have a different look on there as well. So I will say when it comes to the Arizona Coyotes, the Kachina is one of the best uniforms and, in my opinion, the uniform in hockey. If it wasn't for the number one uniform that isn't being used at the moment, this would be at number two. But as of right now, this is the best jersey in hockey today, but is my second favorite NHL jersey of all time. So, I will say that when it comes to the Arizona Coyotes, I'm also going to mention the patch as well, because that also pays homage to Arizona. So on the patch, on the sleeve, on the shoulder, you have the Arizona Coyotes and that whole thing as well. But number one, before we get to number one, before I reveal what is, in my opinion, my favorite NHL jersey of all time, the best jersey of all time in the NHL, I'm going to go back and I'm going to do my top 10 one more time. So at number 10, we have the championship year, New Jersey Devils from 1992 to 2007. Number 9, we have the Colorado Avalanche original jersey from 1995 to 2007. You have at the number 8, the Chicago Blackhawks home jersey they've used since 1995. At number 7, you have the Montreal Canadiens home jersey from 1947 to present, the iconic Montreal Canadiens. At number 6, the Goat Head, the Buffalo Sabres. They brought this back recently, and I think that was a fantastic move out there in Buffalo. Number 5, you have the home jersey for the Boston Bruins from 1995 to present. It's clean, it's an original look, and is actually the best jersey from the original 6 teams. At number 4, you have the Winnipeg Jets from the WHA. They need to bring this back. At number 3, you have the original jersey from the Calgary Flames. They brought this back in 2020 and is one of the best jerseys in the NHL today. However, the best jersey in the NHL today is the Kachina from the Arizona Coyotes. It's a one-of-a-kind design. It stands out. and it's become kind of a cult following in the NHL. But the number one jersey, and for somebody who knows me very well, you would know that the Anaheim Ducks have amazing jerseys. Or the key word is used to have iconic jerseys. But the Mighty Duck, the original jersey when they debuted in the NHL, is why I actually became a hockey fan. One of the reasons why I became a hockey fan was growing up with the movie Mighty Ducks. And for anybody who remembers, that Mighty Ducks 2, when Charlie Conroy and all the iconic people who are in that movie, instead of wearing Team USA, they go onto the ice and they're wearing that jersey right there. So that's one of the main reasons why it's my favorite, because of Mighty Ducks 2. But also because of how nice the jersey looks. Not only do you have the best logo from that time period, the Mighty Duck with the goalie mask and the sticks going with it, but look at the color pattern. You have the pants, you have the outline, you have the jersey number. Man, it's such an iconic jersey. By the way, shout out to one of my favorite players of all time, and Teemu Selanne, right there as the number one. Now, the problem I've had with the Anaheim Ducks is that in 2006, they got rid of the best jersey in NHL history. They got rid of my favorite jersey in the NHL. They decided to pay homage to Orange County, so they made their uniforms black and orange. And over the years, they add a little bit of gold to it. They've tried to make some modifications to it, but they have not brought back this jersey. And before anybody brings this up, I'm fully aware of the fact that the Mighty Ducks have a retro jersey that the Anaheim Ducks unveiled very recently with the orange on the jersey. So instead of it being the green with the purple like it has here, they brought it back as a reverse retro, but it's now orange instead of green. And my biggest problem with it is that it's fine, and actually it was my favorite reverse retro from this year. But my problem with it is that it's not the original jersey. It does not look like the movie from the Mighty Ducks 2. It does not look like when they were iconic with Paul Kariya, with Scott Niedermayer, Like, these jerseys were great when you had, JS with Jean Sebastian Jaguar. You had Ilya Brizgalov. So many fantastic players like Sergei Fedorov wore that sweater right there. So at number one, the Mighty Ducks, I will plead with the NHL. Bring back this jersey right here. Bring back one of the best jersey designs in the NHL. Bring back the Mighty Duck. So that was my top 10 favorite NHL jerseys of all time. Let me know in the comments down below if you agree or disagree. If there's any jerseys that you did not see on here that you want in person, put in the chat down below. We read all comments here on Vegas Hockey Hub. With us having about 45 seconds left, let me give a quick shout out to prconnectionsradio.com, the voice of new media. We have fantastic episodes published every Monday through Friday, 6 p.m. Pacific Eastern and 9 p.m. Eastern. I also will say is that when it comes to Vegas Hockey Hub, continue supporting junior hockey. You have the Las Vegas Thunderbirds, UNLV Rebels Hockey. Also, the Henderson Silver Knights, the AHL affiliate of the Vegas Golden Knights, out at the Dollar Loan Center in Henderson. And the Vegas Golden Knights done fantastic in 2022. Keep up the good work. So until then, continue watching hockey. Go Knights, go, and have a great one.